Good afternoon. My name is Chad Golazadeh, and I'm an assistant counsel at the New York City Conflicts of Interest Board. Welcome to the Conflicts of Interest Board's public hearing, which is being held pursuant to Section 1043E of the City's Administrative Procedures Act. On the agenda is a proposed amendment to Board Rules 101H, the exception to the valuable gifts rule that permits a public servant to accept a gift of travel-related expenses for official city travel. The proposed rule was published in the City Record on January 31st, 2020, and has been available for comment online at NYC Rules. Now we welcome any comments to the proposed rule. Each person has up to 3 minutes to speak. For those of you who wish to speak, state your name and affiliation and the proposed rule you're speaking about.
So my name's Tom Speaker. I'm with Reinvent Albany. I'm here today to comment on Board Rules 101H. Good afternoon, members and staff of the Conflicts of Interest Board. My name is Tom Speaker. I'm a policy analyst for Reinvent Albany. We advocate for open and accountable New York government. Today we're testifying on changes being made to Board Rule 101H regarding gifts of travel. Reinvent Albany supports many of the proposed changes, which provide much-needed clarity on how public servants should handle vouchers and trips paid for by third parties. But our testimony today makes 3 major recommendations to further strengthen the rules. First, we ask that COIB prohibit elected officials from receiving corporate or nonprofit funding for city travel. We believe that this is a considerable risk for abuse and that elected officials should be required to pay for such travel with personal or campaign funds. Third-party funded travel already creates a corruption risk, as funders could easily exploit the goodwill they've accumulated with elected officials to later influence city policy or have their past behavior rewarded. New York City has already seen conflicts arise when officials have had travel paid for by companies, such as when voting machine manufacturer Election Systems and Software paid for New York City Board of Elections Director Michael Ryan's travel while he served on the company's advisory board. Second, we ask that COIB require public servants to receive board approval for all travel funded by third parties. The rules effectively allow agency heads to oversee their own conflicts of interest, a practice with a concerning history. COIB once allowed Joe Loda to oversee his own conflicts when he served both as chair of the MTA board and a director at the Madison Square Garden Company, despite the extensive dealings between the two entities. Within a year, COIB determined that Loda could not continue his position at the MTA, as there was no way to resolve the conflict. So given the risks involved, we think that COIB should have to provide approval for such trips. Third, we ask that COIB require public servants to transfer to the city all frequent flyer miles acquired through official business. The rules provide that public servants are allowed to collect frequent flyer miles for trips taken on public business on the basis that a ban on the accrual of miles would be too difficult to enforce. Reinvent Albany believes that public servants should be required to transfer these miles to the city when possible. We are concerned about public servants exploiting the rule for their personal benefit. Former Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver was known to use public funds to fly from New York City to Albany through the District of Columbia just to accumulate more frequent flyer miles. During his tenure, Silver used at least $20,000 in taxpayer funds to collect 200,000 frequent flyer miles. So administrative hurdles have not stopped other states from banning the personal use of miles accrued through public business. As COIB notes in Advisory Opinion 2006-05, Ohio has such a ban. I believe Massachusetts does as well. At the very least, New York City could follow Hawaii and require public servants to transfer flyer miles acquired on official business to the city, unless technically impossible. If states around the country have stronger restrictions, we do not see why New York City cannot as well. Thanks for the opportunity to testify today. Welcome any questions you may have.
Great. Having received 1 comment to the proposed rule, this public hearing is concluded. Thank you.